So what's up YouTube? So I'm a bit late to this, just by a little bit, like by a little bit I mean around 5 days. So they made some tweaks to the apocalyptic shadow tier list here on the 18th, and today is like the 23rd. So a bit late, I did not notice really. So we're gonna go through the changes here, and yeah, I'm a bit interested on what the changes are actually. So yeah, let's get right on into it. I think it's only for the Apollo Shadow. Yeah, this update is to the Apollo Shadow tier list is larger than usual. Okay, there's a lot of changes, and finally, the only thing that I care the most about is Phainon is finally T0. I've been saying this from the launch. He's absolutely busted in Apocalyptic Shadow. There is no denying it. With a Ruan Mei, you can chain the ultimates and you never get out of the ultimate pretty much with retaining all the buffs, and you basically destroy the boss. Have a good. It does a lot of stuff in there. You just of course you don't have to worry about sustain list up even less than moc, because you just never go back to the normal shit ever again. With two ultimates consecutively, you just finish the job immediately, like no issues at all pretty much. Okay, let's go through the changes of the apocalyptic shadow only, and pure fiction and moc remains the same. And yeah, let's get right on into it, huh? Also have to keep in mind that upcoming character hysilens with buff dot as well as cerydra is looking like a bit more specific support for Phainon. Just like how Jaucho is for Acheron, like Jaucho has no other use case other than you pulling her Jaucho for Acheron teams, and that's about it. If you don't have Acheron, Jaucho is like a useless pull. It's like a 4-star pull on your account. It's like not even worth it. It's only good for Acheron team, pretty much. So Cerydra is looking quite a bit similar, and even though it's not as restrictive, because I mean it is restrictive quite, like it's only skill damage buff, but you can not only use Cerydra with only Phainon, as I already said, you can also use Cerydra with like Archer, with Jing Liu and stuff, and yeah, those are a few other characters pretty much those that do majorly skill damage. So yeah, mainly Phainon though and Archer. Jing Liu is I guess all right, but yeah, Jinglu will have better like Sunday and trivia, I guess, and high cylinder. I guess I don't think Cerydra will buff the team any way in any shape or form. But yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get right on into the changes, and yeah, let's go through the each one of them. So, update to the Apocalyptic Shadow tier list is larger than usual, thanks to us having proper data on the latest release characters Phainon, Saber, and Archer. I mean, we did not really need to like test this much about Phainon to know he's T0 in Apocalyptic Shadow. Maybe for PF and MOC you needed some testings, but for AS he was undeniably a T0. But yeah, anyways, whatever, man. As well as all the buffed units Silverwolf, Kafka, Blade, Jingliu. You will notice more watch lists in subreddit than usual, as while the data shows some convincing trends, the AS phase isn't enough for us to commit all the way on moving characters up or down a team. As always, we prefer to act conservatively, but when things are as clear as possible. Yeah, so they're not gonna change too much just from one gut feeling or something. They wait for like full clear understanding of their meta stand and something. That's good actually. But still, I like stand corrected. I do think that Phainon was T0 from the release. It's like I think that anyways. So let's move on. So the changes to the DPSs first. Okay, let's look at them. So Feixiao watchlisted to move down. With the release of Phainon, Archer, and Saber, the average performance of the Apex tier has definitely increased. Feixiao has a very high top end with highly optimized teams, but an average hasn't been keeping up with the new or old in T0 as of late. Based on this, we're watchlisting her to move down, as well as keeping an eye on other characters in the tier to ensure they can keep up with the new blood. Okay, so what we see here is a little bit of power creep, but I don't really mind right now. Actually, I think as long as face out doesn't become irrelevant, it should be fine. Just right now, maybe the odds favoring the current released characters, right? So that's fine. Really, I think it's hopefully it's not as bad as we can imagine, right? So yeah, there are worse things that can happen to the meta. Okay, let's take a look at Saber now. Saber watchlisted to move up. Saber has had an incredibly strong initial showing, definitely qualifying her for T0. I'd say she's definitely good, but without her light cone, kinda rely on the light cone. With that said, Saber is one of the characters with that benefits most from full energy restoring AS buffs. So we want to see how she performs without such a buff before granting her the top spot. Okay, let me just pull this tier list up in a different window as well so that I can quickly check the tier list here as well. Need to. There is right now T 0.5, I think. Yeah, she is T5. All right, and feixiao of course remain watch listed and watch listed. All right, we have Acheron now. Watch listed to move down. Damn, bro. Damn. Emanator going down. Oh my god. Acheron's average performance continues to be underwhelming, especially so in the past two phases. We're placing her on the watch list, and if she won't recover, she will drop the next phase. Oof. Oof. I don't think she's going to recover, man. There's no new characters for her at all. So the current Acheron best team is, I guess, Jiaocho, Silverwolf, and the fourth sustain slot being like either Gallagher or a Aventurine with the Topaz Light Cone, the Trinity Light Cone. So with the sustain team, of course, if you can play without sustain, but that's not realistic. Yeah, so that's not keeping up with the AS performance. I guess he's already T1 and she's going more down. That's going more down than T1 as Acheron is like crazy to think. Anyways, we'll see how things turn up. So Phainon, of course, moving up. So the main thing of today's topic. Phainon has performed above expectations in AS, landing the highest average score this phase while also having a monstrally high usage rate. Even though we have only seen one phase from him so far, we believe this is enough to secure him a spot in T0. Yeah, of course. I mean, he can destroy both sides, man. It's like not a problem for him. He's pretty good in AS. Very, very good actually. And you just slap on a Ruan Mei instead of the Robin with Sunday Bronia. It's crazy. Let's see Jingliu now after the buffs. So this phase, Jingliu has displayed that she is capable of scoring well not only in the teams focused fully around her, but also in teams containing another DPS like Blade or Castris. We feel her solid personal scores and flexibility are enough to warrant her 81 per play for now. I'd say for the situation of Jingliu, it's a bit tricky because she really requires the highest silliness as one man. That light cone is like that light cone is legit unfair for these teams like for Jingliu, Blade, and Castronis. For these teams, I do not like how that light cone turned out, and I think it's really overpowered for the. I think it shouldn't have been released. That it's a really strong light cone for teams. If you are one of these players that play like Jingliu, Blade, and Castris, you should consider getting the light cone with Hyacinth, I guess. They're a pretty similar name, so yeah. As in Easy S1, it's like a big buff for those teams. So Rappa T 0.5 to T1. Super Break is kind of on a downward trend long time, so not really surprised here. They do need some new stuff here. We'll see how things out. Yeah, I don't think Super Break is getting a buff anytime soon. I think the next batch of buffs will be like Tila, Jingyuan, maybe Luocha as well as Fuspan, Dan Hung, Imbibitor Lune as well. So I think those are the characters that are next in line to get buffs. I don't really see Super getting buffed anytime soon. Super Big is 2.0 faction, right? So I think 1.0 faction will be completed in the buffs. That's what I think, but we'll see. Rappa has had a rough phase this time around due to there being no imaginary weakness present for her to exploit. Despite this, her fellow imaginary DPS Maide has managed to roughly keep pace with others in T0.5 while she has fallen behind, earning an edge. Being a break DPS without easy access to a weakness implant like Bootil or Firefly, Rappa isn't holding up quite as well there either, dropping her out of the apex. Yeah, of course. No, majority of the DPSs now can implant the weakness basically, and doesn't matter what the weakness of the enemy has. You can just plant the weakness. Like, don't really care. Rappa is one of the characters that did not get that treatment, so yeah, that makes sense that she has a little bit less value here. That's unfair for her, man. Like a lot of the new DPS can imply, even for it started from like characters with Acheron and stuff and Firefly, and yeah, so some of the older events like let's even Blade, Jinglu, and like Imbibitor Lune, those characters cannot implant weakness. Yeah, it is what it is. Himeko and Jingyuan both are dropping from T 1.5 to T2. Damn, damn, damn. But I guess it's alright. They're erudition, so they're going down in the S. But if you see someone like Harta is still T0. Emanator of erudition, T0. Yeah. So Himeko and Jingwan are both performing below Argenti, Yunli and Blade, who they are placed alongside in T 1.5 while also having significant lower pay rate, while lowering them into T2 based on this power and pay rate gap. That makes complete sense. I am not surprised at all. No surprises there at all. Actually, this seems fair. And the Jinglu is standard, so can't really say much on that topic. I mean, Jinglu is AS is like I never even thought of that. It's like sorry, not Jinglu. Himeko, sorry, Himeko. Himeko in AS, I never really thought of that. I think Himeko would be a way. I think Himeko like should not play Himeko in AS. I think you should stick to Himeko in pure fiction. Very seen. My God, she's T2 in right now as characters too. Okay. Okay, dude, never mind. I never. Standard units is really falling off, but can't really complain system. It is what it is. Jingyuan also kind of falling off right now. I think he will get buffed, so he is a 1.0 unit, so it makes sense that he will be next in the line pretty much with Tila, hopefully. But we will see about that. So yeah, let's see the support DPSs that got changed. Then we have the amplifiers, big list. Support is pretty much not too much. Okay, I don't care about these kind of supports. Who is playing Serval in Moze in 2025? You won't be clearing this stuff with these 4 stars, man. Like, give up, bro. I won't really be talking about them. If you like them, play them. But you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard. Black Swan and Kafka. T2 to T1.5. Of course, this is because of the Kafka buffs. But I think it will go more up when hysilens comes up, of course. But we'll see. I think not Black Swan actually. I think Kafka will go off, but not Black Swan. Black Swan is other stuff, right? So you will replace Black Swan with hysilens in the team, right? So it's that. It is what it is. Black Swan and Kafka's performance has improved enough as a result of their buff to raise them to T2 to T1.5. Okay. Let's talk about the amplifiers now. This should be interesting. So amplifiers first. We have Silver Wolf. It's already T0, I think. Yeah, she's T0. Yes, he's pretty good. Silver Wolf watch register to move down actually. Silver Wolf hasn't quite lived up to her expectations on her first showing. While she performs really well with Archer, her average performance is dragged down by Acheron. Still, we're keeping her in T0 for now to allow her another phase to prove. Damn, Acheron is like dragging her down. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. What did I just read? Acheron is moving. Acheron is dragging an amplifier down. I never thought I would hear that. Yeah, anything is possible here, man. Sunday. So tier 0.5 to tier 0. Okay, so he moved up because of Phainon, I guess. Sunday received 2 new top tier teammates to play alongside Saber and Phainon. Yeah, of course, Saber also. Both displaying outstanding performances. And of course, I wouldn't say Sunday is replaceable for these teams actually. I think he's you can cope with some other characters, but I do not. The result of this is Sunday having the highest average score alongside one of the highest play rates of all support. Him moving to tier 0 is all but mandatory. Yeah, a lot of the characters actually use Sunday, and Sunday supports a lot of the 2.0 as well as 3.0 characters, so yeah, makes sense. Sparkle of course moved up because of Archer. Archer being single target is like he will feast on the first side. I mean, Apple will be shadow both sides, right? So yeah, with the release of Archer, Sparkle finally has a top tier teammate to play alongside. This in addition to her already solid existing role in some teams, and the fact that she can also be used with Phainon is enough to earn her a spot in Apex. It's finally her time to shine. Yeah, I'd say there's not a single team where you would want to use Sparkle over Sunday except for Archer. Like the teams where you would want Sparkle, like gone and to completely taken over by Sunday and stuff. So is what it is. Even though they said you can use her with Phainon, it's like it's kind of cope, right? I would say the only team you have with Sparkle line right now is Archer, and as I said in my Archer videos, a lot of the times, if you want to play Archer and you don't have Sparkle, I would not recommend pulling for Sparkle in this day and age. I would say either don't play Archer or play Archer with like Sunday. Like it won't work, it won't be as good, but it's the best thing you can do if you want to like be efficient with your pulls, I guess. So yeah, Sparkle only has one team, and it's not recommended to pull her only for that one. It's just a good thing for existing players to play a top tier DPS who already got Sparkle and has used the Sparkle because he got power crept by Sunday. So Bronya T1 to T0.5. Okay, the rise of Phainon has pushed many characters up the tier list, with Bronya being one of the most notable ones based on her performance and strong positions alongside Phainon, while also being useful in hyper optimized teams as well, where resurrecting Bronya and pushing her back to the apex. Yes, zombie Bronya is real. T1 to T0.5. Who is she with really? She's with Sparkle and Hugh. There are a lot of amplifiers for Apocalypse Shadow actually. See here Robin, Cypher, Silverwolf, One May, RMC, and Sunday. Yeah, actually, all of them make sense. I wouldn't put either of them down actually. I think all of them are very good in S. I'd say Ruan May is pretty much the best one out of all of them. I think she's a must have for any team for one side. Yeah. So, yeah. The next thing after Bronya. Of course, Bronya, I wouldn't say Bronya is like good in a lot of the teams. It's just same as Sparkle. You use Bronya with Phainon with Sunday basically. So that's it. I wouldn't say Bronya has a lot of teams. I think that's the only. It's just like Sparkle. Tingyun T1.5 to T1. Of course, Tingyun will be good with Saber and Phainon. Was it? Just read that, man. Similar to Bronya, Tingyun is also seen a resurgence based on the latest batch of characters. Yeah. Tingyun is good with both Phainon and Saber, I guess. Of course, Saber and of course Phainon. I think that's it. Zhao Cho, okay. Of course, Zhao Cho going down because Acheron going down, it makes complete sense. He has only one team and it's all he lives for. Otherwise, he's just used. While Zhao Cho has utility alongside some other characters, he does not. He does not. It's fake. Don't pull for Zhao Cho if you don't want to play Acheron. It's fake. His main position within the meta is alongside Acheron, who hasn't been having the greatest time in AS lately. Based on this, Zhao Cho has seen a drop of scoring. This alongside the meteoric rise of some other support based on Jesus has forced us to move tier 1 for now. Okay, let's see his amos in hacking. T1 in all of them. The Acheron amos. Acheron is also T1 in all of them. Okay, so they just live together basically. Okay, that makes actually. Yeah, okay. Pela, of course, going down makes sense. Silverwolf came up. Pela is useless not much. T1, T1.5 with Zhao Cho moving down the tier list. We are also moving Pela down one ranking to yeah. Even though it's not related to Zhao Cho, I think it's for Silverwolf because Silverwolf went up, so you won't really be using Pela too much unless you don't have Zhao Cho and you want to play Acheron. You can play like Silverwolf, Pela, and Acheron on the team for double nihility, but you can also replace Pela with the cat Cypher if you want. But yeah, going up of course with the release of was the Saber. Added to watch list as well. They are adding to watch list as well. With the release of Saber, in some cases even Phainon, Vovo adds yet more meta team compositions to her ever growing list. I wouldn't say with Phainon because I think you really should play sustain list with Phainon that like brings up the DPS by a ton. So yeah. Based on this improved meta relevance, we're raising her tier and also immediately watch listing her potential to move up next. Again, next update, if she continues to produce outstanding result, Hyacinth is tough word to clean though. Yeah, she is not clearing Hyacinth in any shape or form. but they moved her up to 0.5. Okay, I definitely don't think it's coming up to T0. She might actually come to T0 actually if I think about it, because like what is she? She's coming out, right? So Hysilens is coming out. The best team is definitely gonna be Kafka, Hysilens, Ruan Mei, and Woho, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if Woho became T0 for the next cycle actually, and that's pretty much it. I would not be surprised if that's the case. So but I wouldn't say she would stay there. I would think there might be a new Vovo in the Rising as well, because since Vovo is literally 1.4 DPS, we haven't had any kind of DOT support healer in ages, so we might be getting a new. Yeah, we'll have to see. So that's it for the changes. Those are pretty much all the changes really. Tier list kind of look like this. I'd say some of the characters actually need to move up. For example, like ratio and such. I think they do need up with some new buffs and such. So it looks kind of rough right now. But also, if feixiao goes down here, it would be a shame because he's a single target, right? It would be a shame if feixiao goes down. It would look. But anyways, Aglia already went down. That's a shame. Yeah, let me know what you think about these changes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's nothing much to do in patch really. I'm gonna need to make a different bit on that. This patch is like it trash, bro. In terms of content, there are only like two events: the Fate collab and the Origami part. There's like nothing else. I will make a different rant video on that. But let me know what you think about this changes, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe. Peace.